So this brings us to our last song, and the last song that we're going to be listening to is a cover song by Nirvana. So um, it's a part of MTV's Unplugged. So they used to do these things where they would have artists come on and they would do a acoustic version of all of their songs and kind of air it on MTV back when MTV used to actually play music and it wasn't just 16 and pregnant sort of stuff. Anyway, so Nirvana was part of the grunge movement, right, during the 90s, starting to really kind of strip down the music. So because during the 80s what kind of happened is rock music became very kind of glam, right? There was people like um, let's say Motley Crue, right? That's got makeup and big hair and Twisted Sister and that sort of things. I mean, even if you look at Guns N' Roses, their very first "Welcome to the Jungle," Axl's got his hair all teased out and is wearing makeup and stuff. And then they started kind of stripping it down a little bit. And grunge, was this more of like a garage band rock, sort of a movement. And Nirvana was a big part of that. Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Soundgarden, from Seattle. And so this acoustic version, it was actually the very last song that they played that night. And this was only like 3 months maybe before Kurt Cobain ended up taking his life at the age of 27, like lots of musicians. And in the introduction to this, if you listen carefully, it's a little hard to hear because there's like some hecklers and conversations kind of going back and forth while they're tuning up. But basically, Kurt Cobain explains that the song they're about to play is from their favorite recording artist, Leadbelly, and somebody's trying to sell them Leadbelly's guitar for $500,000, and they're trying to get some donations or whatever, or trying to get Geffen to buy it for him. But it's interesting because he's a huge rock musician, but their favorite recording artist is one of these early people that we've already listened to, right? And it just kind of reconnects that that these influences are there, right? That each progress, is one person sees what somebody else has done and takes that and does something new with it. And that's really what the goal of our project is it's not to copy something, right? Our goal isn't going to be, when it's time to photograph, to go out and take a picture that's exactly like what the other photographer did. It's to emulate. And the emulation part of it is really taking what they did and doing something new that's inspired by it, right? And that's really kind of our goal in this project. So the song that we're going to hear, it's called "Where'd You Sleep Last Night?" and it's their acoustic version of Leadbelly's recording. All right, hope you enjoy it. And as we're listening, we're going to be looking, if you come over here, we're going to be listening to that song, and we're going to look at these artists. These are about music. So people like Annie Leibovitz, she started off as a Rolling Stone staff photographer, photographed everybody from, John Lennon to the Rolling Stones to, U2 and everybody else in between. And so a couple of other people like Anton Corbijn also is a big music photographer. And then also some kind of a little bit of music and or celebrities when we get to Platten. So, kind of dig through there, find images that are inspiring to you.